seeing like some black smoke coming from the runway inside of the airport. We were doing some plane spotting over on that plaza over there at the intersection, and we saw something, some big smoke coming over the airport. So we rushed here to check out what exactly was happening. So I was walking to this fence, and and I could see a CRJ that is possibly crashed on the airport. The airplane is flipped, according to what I've seen, and my friend says like there are a couple of people evacuating from the airport.
That's right, Mark Caribe. It's a much more quiet scene out here right now as emergency crews have left, but those planes remain, though it is hard to see in the dark. In the last hour, Motley Crew confirmed the pilot died in the crash. The co-pilot, Vince Neil's girlfriend, and her friend were injured but do not have life-threatening injuries.
Control your go before takeoff checklist.
She's airborne. XB1 is climbing up through 22,000 feet, 477 knots. That's true airspeed, of course. So the figure in the middle is the really key one today. 0.81, 81% of the speed of sound.
Go for Excel, Castro Gate.
Castro Gate, go for Excel.
So this is the really exciting part. Watch the mark number in the middle of the screen.
Space one, okay.
There we are. XB1 is supersonic, faster than the speed of sound. We've got confirmation from the control room that she is supersonic.
The traditional method of flight tracking relies heavily on a system called Automatic Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, or ADS-B. Aircraft equipped with ADS-B transponders transmit signals containing their location, altitude, speed, and other data. Volunteers, using relatively inexpensive receivers, can pick up these signals and feed them into online platforms like Flight Radar 24 and FlightAware. While this volunteer-driven system has been instrumental in popularizing flight tracking, it has inherent limitations. Coverage is often patchy, especially in remote areas where volunteers are scarce. Data accuracy can vary depending on the quality and placement of receivers. Moreover, the reliance on unpaid volunteers raises ethical questions about data ownership and compensation. Should companies profit from the efforts of individuals who receive no recognition or reward for their contributions?
Massive project. For sure, ADP has been a massive facilitator for all this stuff because it's a big company, knowing a lot of people. And we understand we need also the political side because sometimes people are thinking about the aircraft, about managing the people, the passenger. But if you do not have any political support, you can't move ahead.
Well, good morning, firstly, and can I say, let's hope it's aliens, because if it's Russia or China, we have a very serious problem. And this is the issue. The government has now admitted that we are of the view that it's not a foreign adversary government, a foreign adversary of any kind, and moreover, it's not US technology, US government technology, or US military technology, which doesn't leave very much.
It is conducting an investigation and looking into this. I mean, there's a, initial assessments are that these are drones and potentially, could be small airplanes. It could be a number of things that people are seeing and reporting. But again, that's, for the investigation to uncover. And so I just can't speak to that more. In terms of, a frenzy, I think it's completely right that people report these sightings and that there is an investigation into, what they are seeing. But I think what's also important to remember is that at no time were our military installations or our people ever under any threat. And if they were, of course, the base commanders have the ability to engage these drones if they do pose a threat.
I'll bet you that the majority of the people sitting in this room, the women in their purses, the men in their wallets, or at least a very large number, have this prophecy in your wallet. It's on your US $1 bill. Thanks to Roosevelt and Wallace, 32nd degree mystics who believed the prophecy on the Great Seal, this according to Wallace's own records. Was a prophecy about the coming of the great architect of the universe, also known as Osiris, also known as Apollo, also known in the Bible as Nimrod, and they believed that his coming was soon and that it would be heralded by a new breed of humanity. Now remember, their contemporary enemies out of Hitler had been hoping for the same thing, the Aryan Superman, the Ubermensch. We are going to create a new form of man. And they believed that prophecy was coming. Well, guess what? They were probably right. It is coming. And now our technology has caught up to our mystical dreams, and we are about to give birth to a new form of man. But did he hide this? Because when you look at your dollar and it says, "In God we trust," who do you think that's talking about?
Elections, they come and go. Some elections are, important, some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
And it was connected to the year 1776, the year 2012, and more importantly, in my mind, it was connected to the founding of this country and the Great Seal of the United States, and a prophecy held by the Freemasons in which they believe that their God is going to return at a future moment in time. That grabbed my interest. But before I said anything about it, I thought, I have stumbled into some deep occult work here. And these guys are scheming something. And whether I believe it or not, they believe it. And because they believe it, it can affect the course of our nation. It can affect the course of law. When you get up among the elite, the power behind the power. The president stands up and gives a State of the Union address, but it's written by somebody else. And there are people behind him that are fashioning his words, like George Bush standing up and twice in his State of the Union referring to the angel in the whirlwind.
But because we hold beliefs beyond ourselves, when this spirit of citizenship is missing, no government program can replace it.
Mystics who believed the prophecy on the Great Seal, this according to Wallace's own records, was a prophecy about the coming of the great architect of the universe, also known as Osiris, also known as Apollo, also known in the Bible as Nimrod, and they believed that his coming was soon and that it would be heralded by a new breed of humanity. Now remember, their contemporary enemies out of Hitler had been hoping for the same thing, the Aryan Superman, the Ubermensch.
Just into our newsroom showing, look at this. This is the immediate aftermath of the crash. It captures the chaos that unfolded here along Cottman Avenue. You see all of that debris, the fire, people stunned as those flames erupt on the street and right on the front lawns of some of the homes there. You can only imagine, Yuki, what was going through these people's minds. First of all, if they did not actually see the plane going down, wondering what this is.
And then all of a sudden this happens. This is unbelievable,
people
unimaginable.
Surveying all of this.
Many folks here documenting what happened, this tragic event tonight that happened at 6 o'clock, just after 6 o'clock tonight. This is unreal. By the way, Mr. Gustavo Chavez, who lives in the area, shared this video before any first responders got there, just moments after the jet went down along Cottman Ave. Some neighbors there describing this. We've mentioned it a number of times tonight, and they all have the same thought process, describing this as hell on earth.
Turkey legs is ham. Turkey legs is ham. Whole time turkey legs been ham. The world is a lie. Everything we ever knew was a lie, guys. Everything that we have ever known is a lie, okay?